Hey everyone, it's me, Patch and Bogat. Today I thought that I should share a lot of the items that I've purchased from Killstar online, and I hope that you individuals out there in the Patch and Bogat channel also do the same. For example, I felt a little witchy when I do my magic craft, so I purchased this hat here. It's actually really, really good, really cool, and that's actually really nice. And I also purchased this shirt here with the metal tips on these rings on the collar, which is really nice. And then I also purchased, and lastly, my satanic robe here. Really, really fucking badass. I love the hoodie part of it right here. It's really nice, and I love the background. So the background, right? I mean the back of the robe where it has like these two strips here. Really, really fucking nice. I custom created this robe personally um, through Satan so that whenever I do my black magic spells, I always have his blessing and he's with me whenever I put that on. You know, I have his protection. Now, I say again, if you want your witchy game on, and please go to Killstar. You know, it's very satanic, it's good, and I actually vouch for them. I mean, there's something there that you're gonna love. It's really, really good. Jewelry to clothing, whatever. It's a good store. Now, what's the other purpose of this particular video? Well, in this particular video, I thought that it would be very apropos to anyone who practice black magic to understand how the matrix really do work against you. It could work for you if you know how to manipulate it, but against you. One way that I know that the matrix could work against you is obviously through mainstream religions. We like to call it sometimes for what it is. In other words, instead of hiding from the truth, we want to face it. I mean, after all, that's what we do as Satanists, and it's there to teach you. You know, it's not so much about converting someone over to the left-hand path, but questioning it. What is your technique? How do you think? Do you really believe in the things that you do? In other words, it's called epistemology. I have a video on that. You can watch that after this one if you like. But I know that's what I do most of the time when I look at my own belief system in black magic or whatever. I always want to look at the epistemology or challenge myself if I really do believe in the things I do. Because once there's some sort of cognitive dissonance, I want to find out why I feel that way. Why is it that it's not really clicking to me as the way it should be, or the way it ought to? But I notice that most of the time when I'm questioning myself, I don't know if it's astral parasites or it's just something beyond my own power that questions myself to a point where there's no return. In other words, it's almost as if like it causes depression. You get what I'm trying to say? That sounds like astral parasites to me, but I realized, and thankfully it's not astral parasites, but it definitely was a lot of cognitive dissonance even now within the left-hand path, because there was a lot of things that I believed in that I almost always had to have some sort of hold on it, and when I questioned it, I didn't want to let go of it. See, long story short, cognitive dissonance is two belief systems that's, you know, combating with one another. But it was a good thing that I was able to do that, and I was going through the emotions, the sway of emotions, because what I did was I looked at the matrix and I said to myself, what if it is this system that causes us to give into fear, to question Satan and our black magic and the things that we do, so that we can leave them, stop our beliefs, and then altogether forsake them? Then it dawned on me, when I use my epistemology on myself and I challenge myself, I was quite interested with the results. My results was that just because that you have a challenging belief system, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get rid of it. You can add something to it. You can even take away something. from your belief system, and your confidence level could be at 100%, 50%, or somewhere in between. The point that I'm trying to make is that you need to have your head on your shoulders when you're actually dealing with black magic, when you're dealing with the things that we all do as magicians, because in the world that we live in that's governed by them, the matrix, these astral parasites, the reptilians, these individuals that want to take control over you and I, and of course to ultimately get rid of Satan, to have you stop ascending in your black magic. That's really what the point of this video is. That's why I thought that I should make this video, because I personally go through these things, and it's always best to make a video when it's fresh, and I'm doing that. See me with my tank top on, and I just got into the motions, and I'm like, no, I gotta help those guys out, on my channel, because perhaps there's someone out there that's going through the same thing that I'm going through. You love your guardian demons, but now these thoughts enter your mind, and you're trying to differentiate between, is it an astral parasite, a reptilian, whatever it is, it's not welcomed. And you say to yourself, all right, I'm going to make sure that as I combat with this, I'm not seeking for the problem to disappear automatically. No, because as magicians, we want to hold on to these problems throughout life, so to speak, and we question it, we doubt it. We don't ask for God's will to take place like Abrahamic religions do, the Matrix wants you to do, either it be enemy graves or whatever have you. No, we actually look at these problems and we allow it to mold us, to make us better persons than what we are today. So what ends up happening is that we let our will take place as magicians, and we say to ourselves, what could these problems, these challenges, turn me into as a better magician? See, a competent magician thinks that way. You see, an incompetent magician would think the opposite. Run back to church, seek the matrix, and if that's what they want, they go right ahead. But those who are willing to challenge themselves, those who are willing to look at the matrix and try to push back and change your own reality to make your will take place, not to beg for help, not to be internally sorry for something you have no control over. If it's your nature and it's what you do, you either learn from it, you're accountable, you're responsible for it, and then you make changes that way. But you're not sorry. You're not. You don't look at some Abrahamic God for that, or the matrix, the government. You look deep within yourself and make changes within yourself. And you say, what could I do to be a better person? Because it's challenging. It's good that it's challenging. I'm not gonna fucking cry. And if I cry, then I'll let it all out. But I'm gonna get back up. Because I'm not gonna completely fail utterly and stay down. But I'm gonna see these failures as success. Even if I have to fail for many times over. It's just little tidbits of success to a greater success. I think about the Matrix and I say to myself, you know what? I think of my past when I was a Christian and how this cult that I was a part of, this Christian cult, very orthodox, very extreme, and they believed, basically, long story short, in end times. The apocalyptica, how the apocalyptica scriptures are really meant for hope. Nothing more, nothing less. Because hope could be deceiving. Those who practice black magic and know demons well enough would know that hope could be a good, decisive move on anyone's part if you want to use chaos magic and things of that nature. Anyone knows a smile could influence someone hiding something very serious. But you know what? When I think about myself back then, thought about apocalyptic language and how the scripture, the Bible, was written for a hope for a nation of people that was turned into Babylonian slaves, the Hebrews at that time, they were really scrambling for their faith because for their scripture, for their dogma to tell them that their Yahweh, their Jehovah, had sent them to Babylonian captivity, I kid you not, that caused a lot of cognitive dissonance. Because you probably heard in one of my other videos about the Misha Steel and how Yahweh really is pagan in origin himself, but proclaims that other gods are false and he's the only true one, which is utter bullshit. As I say, check out my other video about the Misha Steel. It is just fucking, it blows your mind about what archaeologists had found on Earth, that Misha Steel is the exact opposite of what the Bible teaches about God, one, being exclusive to the Hebrews at that time, but yet being a subordinate deity to El. But of course, with the Misha Steel, it was really about Kimash, making the Yahweh his subordinate deity. A lot of people don't want to believe that, but it's out there. They don't want to believe that Yahweh had a wife. Yeah, that's right. Yahweh had a wife way back when. All you have to do is just look it up. Yeshua, what's her name? See, El, the Canaanite god, also had a wife. Yahweh was a subordinate demon of him as well. But it's interesting that this Yahweh, and again, we're still talking about the Matrix here, how it gets you to believe something that's not really true, like hope, like the Apocalyptica. Because it hides, like I said, like an insidious fucking truth that's so fucking full of diseases. You know, it's psychic power that these individuals get on their knees and they pray to this God, but they're losing every bit of their own will, their own personality, and it's really fucked up. You know, this video can go on for hours on how upset I can get about people just giving themselves up. But as I always say, there's, you know, people out there that needs this so-called Jesus, who is an invention by Christians. Like I said, there's just hope for people to believe in, give up their will for a Messiah to probably come and probably not come. But nope, give an unspecified time and date, which is bullshit by the way. Think about it. What if I given you an unspecified time and date, but I expect you to give me all your will and your love and your money? Would you do it? The idea is no, you wouldn't. That's why as black magicians, we love what we do, because we have that willpower to push back on the Matrix and go, no, that's what you want people to believe, but that's not the whole fucking truth. The truth really lies in the epistemology, the technique, how you're able to look at self. If it needs to be changed, you do so unapologetically. You look at the world around you, the Matrix, and you push that shit back. Yahweh, this Jesus figure, all that's the Matrix. Getting you to believe in something that's not true. It's just a guise, a mask for you to give up who you are. And I know I'm repeating myself, but you know, I know, Satan knows that this message has to be put out there. Either I be held back by organizations, groups, whatever have you, but I have to put that magic out there. I have to put the truth out there, because if not, there's people that's not going to know. They waste their time and they're fucking lost forever. Hopefully they come back and then they understand that once you are in the Matrix and you're lost in there and you allow yourself to be molded by it. No wonder Beelzebub at one point helped me to appreciate I was a fucking unicorn. Yeah, I know it sounds fucking funny, because it is, but he wasn't being humorous. You know, this unicorn, this unisex mystical beast, this magical beast, by legend, was so naive that supposedly, with the theology of Noah and the ark, missed, its self-preservation because it was just so naive and playing with the other unicorns and the other animals. Beelzebub was using that legend, that theology, to teach me something. He's saying that you're like that unicorn in a very kind way. It's saying that you're so full of power, but you're being naive because you're being so dogmatic. Being that dogmatic on the left-hand path and not knowing that all paths are true. All prophets are true. So in other words, there's truth in a lot of things that's out there and you need to incorporate it within yourself. You don't have to be that individual that is so dogmatic that you have fucking tunnel vision. See, the Matrix wants you to be that way, to be so focused on one thing that if something is offered, you wouldn't even know if that's true or not. I used to be that way in that Christian cult that I used to be a part of. Fucking tunnel vision. Not good, dude. Not good at all. That's why I know by my own gnosis. I'm simply sharing this with you guys because you guys are made to understand that what you're learning in your own gnosis could be similar to mine as well as different, but you know that I'm speaking the fucking truth. So please, for those who are really listening, try to understand that the Matrix is only there to dissuade you from the left-hand path. That's why I try to give as much information as possible, like the Apocalyptica and the Bible, either be in the book of Revelations or the book of Daniel, whatever have you. It's only there to give false hope, because if their God told them that they were going to be free, but sent them into slavery by the Babylonians, they have to think of something to save their religion. Well, how about giving an unspecified time, an unspecified date? I'm repeating myself again. No wonder if you endouse a nation, a people with fear, you have the perfect candidates for yourself, because they're all full of fear. It's not a good thing. I don't think it is. Perhaps you don't think it is, and you shouldn't think it is at all. So please, don't think that this is simply about converting, but to cause you to think that if you are Christian, you are living in fear due to hell, you're having this cognitive dissonance within you, this battle, this inner battle within yourself. This isn't something that I think is crazy. But if it is, good. Because let your will take place. Throw yourself into the fucking abyss. I mean it. Just throw yourself into the abyss. And see what happens. See if you come out of it, what would you become? Who you really are. Instead of being told who you are. You throw away scripture. You don't pay attention to the Matrix, but you expect challenges along the way. You don't hide from it, you face it, and you just head on. You face it head on, guys. I love you all. Please subscribe to this channel. I have more videos to come. I'm not stopping, never gonna quit. I think I have 120 videos. I got all those videos down in less than 2 to 3 months. That's 120 fucking videos, man. I'm not stopping. I'm gonna put that out there for you guys so that you guys could learn just the way that I have, to fortify yourselves. Because you know why? That's fucking satanic love. It's deserving. If you're listening to this message, you know what fucking satanic love is. It goes both ways. It's not that you just love for the sake of loving. No, you proved yourself to Satan. Satan had seen you go through difficulties. You didn't fucking run in the opposite direction. You perhaps came to this channel, listened to this fucking video. Now look at you. I repeat, I love you all. Keep up the good work. And as always, hell fucking Satan. I love you all. Thanks, fams.